So what exactly is a list in R? A list is another kind of data structure that's commonly used to store data in R. And specifically, a list in R is a non-atomic vector. It's a vector, which means that it is going to be a one-dimensional object, but it is non-atomic, which means that it can hold data beyond just the basic types. So you can have a list that holds basic types like characters, integers, doubles, logicals, complex, or raw values, but more generally, you use a list to store more complicated kinds of data. Another thing about lists is that lists do not have to be homogeneous in terms of the data they store, which means that we can actually have data of different types stored in different positions in our lists. So lists are commonly used in two main ways. One of them is a vector with elements of the same non-atomic type. So for example, we might have a vector of LM objects produced by the LM function. This is not an atomic type, but every element of my list is data of the same type. The other common usage of lists is to have a vector of elements of many different types. This commonly occurs when you are doing object-oriented programming in R and you're trying to return something from a function. You collect many pieces of information and store them in a list, and then you return that list from your function. The first type of list that we talked about is commonly used in the context of loops and apply functions and things like that, so we're not going to talk about that right now. Instead, we're going to focus on the second type of list in what follows, which is when we have a list that has data of different types stored in different positions.